Welcome to Saints of the Day. Each day we meet a life that shows the face of God to the world. Today, September 27th, we remember Saint Vincent de Paul, the priest who devoted his life to the service of the poor, who founded missionary priests and the Company of the Daughters of Charity, and whose example formed a worldwide family of charity. Vincent was born on April 24, 1581 AD in the tiny village of Boy in Gascogne, southwest France. He came from a poor peasant family. His early life acquainted him with poverty and hard work. At about age of 15, he was sent to study for the priesthood and was ordained a priest on September 25, 1600 AD. One of the pivotal episodes of Vincent's early adulthood occurred in 1605 AD, when, returning by ship after settling an inheritance, he was captured by Barbary pirates and taken to Tunis, where he was sold into slavery. Vincent's letter described roughly 2 years in bondage before he escaped or was ransomed and returned to France in 1607 to 1608 AD. Historians note some debate about precise details, but the captivity episode is attested in his own writings and in traditional Vincentian history. The experience deeply shaped his trust in divine providence and his later devotion to the poor. Back in France, Vincent devoted himself to parish work and serving prisoners and the needy. His work as chaplain to wealthy houses, notably the Gondi family, led him to peasants and rural parishes neglected by the church. Concerned by the spiritual poverty of clergy and the destitution of the people, Vincent began organizing missions and training priests to bring preaching, confession, and catechesis to the countryside. Inspired by those early missions, Vincent formally established a community of priests to serve the poor and to train clergy. The congregation of the mission, the Vincentians, was officially founded in 1625 AD, though its origin traces to missionary work from 1617. Later, working closely with Saint Louis de Marillac, he helped found the Company, or Daughters of Charity, in 1633 AD, a new form of non-cloistered religious life for women dedicated to serving the poor in hospitals, orphanages, and homes. These foundations gave rise to the global Vincentian family of priests, sisters, and lay confraternities that continue his mission. Vincent died in Paris on 27th September 1660 AD, exhausted by decades of ceaseless service. He was widely revered almost immediately after his death. He was beatified on August 13, 1729 by Pope Benedict XIII, and later canonized on 16th June 1737 by Pope Clement XII. His feast is celebrated on September 27th in the Roman calendar, and he is venerated as the patron saint of charitable society and of works of mercy. Vincent's life answered a fundamental question: how does the church serve the poor in ways that are spiritual and practical? By founding communities devoted to missionary preaching, priestly formation, and organized charity, Vincent created structures that allowed compassionate service to last beyond a single life. He is honored as patron of charitable societies, hospitals, and volunteers who serve the poor. And his spirituality, the charity of Christ urges us, became the guiding motto of a worldwide movement. Vincent's life is a sermon in motion. Imagine a boy who knew anger and the smell of a peasant's hut, who was seized by pirates and sold like cargo, who returned to a world of power and privilege and chose not to live among it, but serve those it forgot. That choice was not sentimental. It was a relentless discipline of heart and will. Hear this truth. Charity that changes the world is not an occasional gesture. It is an ordered life. Vincent did not simply give alms and return to comfort. He organized the church's care for the poor so that a mercy would endure. He trained priests to serve in the poor parishes. He birthed sisters who would have for cloister the streets. He taught the rich how to give, the poor how to hope, and the church how to institutionalize compassion without losing love. Ask yourself, where are you tempted to treat need as an embarrassment to hide, a problem someone else should solve, or a story to scroll by? Vincent's answer is radical. Go near, make your heart a workshop of mercy. Teach the generation to see not to statistics but faces. Faces with names, history, families, wounds. Vincent reminds us that Christian charity is a vocation, a discipline of the soul that must be formed, organized, and handed on. Finally, remember his captivity. When a young Vincent prayed in chains, he vowed to spend his life for the poor if God would free him. This vow is not simply his, it can be ours. If God frees us from whatever enslaves us, fear, selfishness, indifference, what will we give in return? Not just a donation, but a life reshaped by mercy. That was Saints of the Day. May the life of Saint Vincent de Paul stir us to pray for the poor, to organize our compassion, and to live a faith that touches flesh. If you are moved by today's episode, share it with someone who serves or needs service. Join me tomorrow as we continue to walk with the saints who show Christ to the world. Saint Vincent de Paul, pray for us.